Excuse me, everyone. Meeting has come to order at this time. Probably noticed Chair Singleton will not be here this evening as another prior engagement. So we'll be sharing tonight. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Those of us who could, beautiful day. Try to keep it that way. And so we'll wait for the chief. So at this time, what we'll do is see what's, I don't want to take his job, but I don't know what I'm saying.
Well, just go on.
So our next one would be in Mr. Mitchell or the, what is it, Harbor Towers update. That would come from him. Or Mr. Mitchell, do you know, have any update on that?
That's Mr. Little.
Mr. Little? Did I say Mr. Mitchell? He gone, then turned around and say Mr. Mitchell.
It's all right, we make mistakes.
So he.
No update that I have this time.
Okay,
That's the end of that report?
only thing I would say on the HUD thing, and I have to say this, it's like you fixing something up for someone, but you're not telling them what they're doing. You fixing it up, say I fix up your house, but I'm not gonna tell you what I'm doing.
Okay,
You understand what I'm saying?
Can't do that.
that makes sense.
Thank you, chief. Thank you, sir. Okay, sorry, I expect you right. Go back here.
Sorry about running.
All right, sorry. You stop me from going way off somewhere. So we're gonna do this, public safety report, be given by our chief, McGinnis. Public safety report.
Questions?
Anybody any questions?
Can we ask questions after this report?
You know what? It's a tumultuous week.
Yeah.
I'm not playing game today. You got questions?
I don't have a game to play, I just.
I'm not doing
have
that
a
with you
question.
right now. Simply
Excuse
saying,
me,
I'm not doing that with you right now. That's what I said.
you're not.
Any questions on the report?
We have a, so if you get, everybody get one, the report is on
The
there.
report is attached.
It's on, it's the last 2 pages, front and back.
So, Chief, you're in a hurry, did you have to go, you don't have, you don't wanna do the
Well, he needs to
report?
get to the fire scene of the death last night.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, well,
And
I
you're
can
gonna need to-
understand you being a little tight, but, for us not to get this today,
It was not my fault you got today.
I know, I understand.
Okay.
So, we understand that, but
Chair,
chill out.
co-chair, where we at?
Actually, no, so we were just, I was just letting them know that the report is on there outside of anything else. Outside of that, there was a press release to us, so outside of that, I guess that would mean we don't have any updates to give outside of that. And he's already said the fire, so we can't, don't know anything on that one. Other than that, Brother Duncan?
If I can't talk, I'll wait and I'll go home when you guys go home.
And the Harbor Towers update, there is no update, and as I was saying, come in, it would be nice if residents get some type of idea so they can leave me alone.
Well, there is stuff that we did do.
Okay.
We're gonna have this on the agenda. So as far as Harbor Tower goes, I cannot speak to the repairs, but since our meeting, it actually working with management, with Director Hill, her staff, it's been 180. We've been really on the same page. It's been good communication. They're sharing some video with us. We've been identified drug deal that happened on the elevator, people doing very bad things on the elevator, destroying property. We're going to be doing some prosecution requests for that. We actually did if you saw by the report, we did a search warrant there, got some drugs out of there. I think maybe some bullets. And then we had now we have a monthly resident meeting. It's going to be the fourth Thursday of every month at 2. We went to that. We had, of course, they actually always have very good turnout with the residents when we have meetings. So that was well attended. Fire Marshal Kaz was at one of my places. Actually, I got sick that week, and we had some very good dialogue. We're also following up with having them have more, I guess, attendance to our monthly apartment managers meeting. So I've even up until last night have had conversations with Ms. Hill. Again, she's been great to work with. I mean, lights came on or something. So we've had some things that have happened in a short time. Also, we've had some arrests out front for trespassers. Of course, shoot some of them away. So again, as far as the work of the building, I can't speak to, but the dialogue and the communication with the management, Roger Lang, he has us on speed dial, the bat phone. He's giving us video. We're getting real-time stuff. And we've had some enforcement there. And from a public safety perspective, the communication hasn't been better. And we've been able to really move and do some things. And actually, the residents are grateful. They wave at me every time I drive by. So that baby steps.
Okay.
That has happened from our last meeting. And I think Sheila is 100% on board. So
Good. That's great news. I can give them that. They've been telling me some things. And as you said, as the building, I don't know who goes to the meeting, city rep. I don't know if there's any commissioners that go, but there's only more than one, but one question that sticks out and residents still ask me about is inside the wall. That's where the mold is. So it's kind of like, okay, you get, and like the chief said, they are appreciative because some of them feel free, they can go outside. You got people now who have a lease, who haven't been a problem, can now go outside and, enjoy their own property. As far as the building, that's one of the main things they're asking me about. Still water leak.
to the commissioner, last thing I forgot. So remember, there had been a lot of complaints about we can never reach nobody at the office, no one's ever here.
Mhm.
So not only is Dylan Barnes there, Junior, at the time he's there, Assistant Director, Deshauna
Robinson.
Robinson, has 2 days, she's also in the building.
That'll work.
They're doing what we've asked them to do. And I can't speak to the, but yeah. And last time, Fire Marshal Kaz was kind of did a spot inspection, and the things that he was watching have been improving. Now, again, to speak to structural,
Mhm.
that stuff is happening. So,
It's a great start. It's better than 2019. I can say that. Okay, any questions on it? Anybody? Commissioner Henry?
So I heard about the mold in 2019. And we're still talking about it. Is there any proof that there's mold there? Is there any plans to solve the problem? Mold is a very serious contaminant, whatever the name of it is. It's very serious and it's
We got
something,
video,
it's just something that
and
seems.
I haven't heard of any plan on how they're gonna take care of that. I haven't heard any. The videos that I took with the holes in the wall and the water leaking, they're still there.
Okay,
So-
but this question is to our staff and inspection. Is there anything that we could do to make sure that hazard is reiterated, is taken care of? If it's there, we need to,
so the next time we meet, I will ask that. So I've been really kind of spearheading and getting on the safeties, the actual crime and people's health safety. So next time we meet, I'm not sure, I think that's next week or so, I will ask where are they on the engineering of the actual physical problems and report back.
Mold in particular.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's chair, co-chair?
Commissioner, Adams?
Thank you,
No.
co-chair,
Yes, Commissioner Singleton won't be here tonight.
okay, who we've done a lot of talking and I've asked questions in the past couple of years as to, can we get updates on the, housing commissions, those that we appoint to chairs? And if we don't have any on there, yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of late in the game to be talking about a commissioner being on a board because we should have been there. We have an even greater problem that's right behind Howard Towers. It's the Fidelity Building over here. They have some of the same issues. Whose responsibility is it, other than the management itself? With some of the ills that they have, because they sound kind of like the same that we have over here at Howard Towers. If anybody, our director of public safety or our economic development director can give some guidance on that, who do we, as elected officials, I mean,
So one of the things.
Mr. Chief, wanna go first, and then Mr. Little, if you have anything?
So one of the things that I talked about, Commissioner, first came in was, communication with Harbor Towers has improved, and we are reinstituting our monthly apartment management.
I heard that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that goes both ways. You know, if there's something that they want to share with us or have information, and also we share our concerns and work together. So I was not aware of Fidelity, issues.
Yeah, I
so-
get jumped on real bad.
Okay, and yeah, so, I can also let you guys know when we have that next meeting set with them. And there's so many different people who own different, like counties, if you will, who actually owns that. And, you know, we can go through and inspect it, and that's easy.
Please,
So,
if I may, Chairman, can we request these management people to come before this body, the elected officials, and give us a report? Because they need to be held accountable. I didn't know that the same ones that own River Terrace, that's building the new one, actually is management of Fidelity. Some of I mean, I grew up with some of these young ladies and gentlemen that happen to live over here when they see me. I mean, I wouldn't want to live in there. And I mean, we don't know where life will take us next. I hate that it might guide me in one of those.
I mean, that's one of those questions, I'll let Mr. Little go, but that's one of those questions I guess would be good for the city lawyer to explain, because even HUD said that we had no jurisdiction because they own that building.
And they need to be held accountable too.
And that's one part I don't understand, because it's government, period. Plus, it doesn't matter who owns it and that's a question I would ask the lawyer I asked before. Even if a private, like Fidelity Building or HUD, they own the property. But at the end of the day, it's still our responsibility
Exactly.
to look out for those citizens because they are in our jurisdiction. That's my belief. Now, outside of making them come here, I don't know how that would go.
But Macon, we can't make anybody do anything, but
Communism.
what did the chief say?
So that's technically communism.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we have standing as a city over private. I don't know if that's just the scope,
We don't.
but if there's issues, we do have mechanisms in place to make
Yeah.
sure. Right now, and just like legislator, if you had a question, I got back to you, I will get back with you on these two items, and I will send the fire department to do a commercial inspection, not tomorrow, by next week,
Okay.
on Fidelity. And then you will hear back from that before next meeting.
But you know, if I must say, before we hear from our
Mr. Little.
interim director, I ran into this woman, she said, you never did get back with me. And I called down to City Hall and ain't nobody reaching out to y'all. Well, see, you're not gonna keep, y'all ain't no, they ain't gonna keep on coming on me. barking at me about little stuff. When we first got these phones, we put our numbers out into the atmosphere. And if they lost numbers on, call City Hall. I mean, but we can't reach y'all when we got a complaint, but
We got,
concern.
we got something, he'll talk to, you're absolutely correct,
Okay.
that we're fixing that phone thing.
okay, good deal. But I'd like to ask the city clerk in regards to something that Commissioner Edwards said. Can we get the attorney to look at some type of mechanism or put some type of mechanism in place to find out what we can do as a home rule city as it relates to HUD, getting federal dollars for these housing complexes, and so forth?
Mr. Little?
Yes, sir. The problem, and we should go forward with an inspection, the problem over at Fidelity Building came to my attention about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Cindy Gray called me about it, and I got a hold of, I believe it's Connell Management, I think was doing that, to tell them that we had a complaint, that I would be asking the inspection department to do inspection. And that I wanted them to get moving on trying to address the problem immediately. Now, there's something else I got out of the discussion though, and it rings true. Exactly some of the same kind of problem they have in Harbor Towers. The part of the complaint was that people were coming to the building in the evening and ringing every doorbell until somebody opened the bell so they could get in and sleeping in the hall.
So they should be
and that
educated.
kind of thing.
Attendance. should be-
So, exactly, the tenants should be educated, but I also suggested to Continental that they need some kind of security to make sure that that does not happen. But on your other question, you have the ability to have these boards come before you and answer for what they're doing. They're your boards, you appoint them. Even though they may function as separate entities, you still appoint the board membership. And you can require them to come and respond. And your enforcement mechanism, if they don't respond, is to make some changes.
Okay, because they're on a pilot program, the pilot, however that works, with the city. For low income,
Not necessarily. It's my understanding in the case of the Fidelity Building that the tax credits and whatnot have been earned on that. I know they're not generating the income levels that they had anticipated or
okay,
that
so
they
maybe
used
that's
to.
why they stopped caring.
And it could be that that's, but there's still a minimum requirement they need to meet, and that is our ordinances regarding
Okay.
care.
Chairman, if I may, through the chair, Mr. Little, when you have that discussion with them, can we go further than just the one complaint that you got? Because there's a whole lot of them. They got water damage through the walls and a whole bunch of other stuff.
And that's what I'm
And-
hoping that's our inspection.
Thank you.
We'll look at.
Chairman, could you send something for us to vote on, or if we need anything, I don't know, for these people to come before us? We need
I
to,
guess that we have to go to
what's going
legislature.
on.
Sharon first.
I'm just trying to understand, look, these are private companies, I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you
They don't
can't.
have a board. The only board we could call is HUD.
How we talk, yeah.
Right.
Harbor Towers, yes.
No, the management company, and I think it's the same, no, I've been told by one of the tenants that knows that it's the same as River Terrace.
It's just private.
River Terrace oversees the management company. They're not directly, they're
Right.
not.
But I guess they would have.
I'm sure that I can get them to respond if you want to have somebody come to them.
Even if it's next year, at least they know somebody's doing something, not just because I hate to have a complaint, nobody's doing anything.
I agree with you.
Thank you.
This is the first I'm hearing it though, so.
Yeah.
if you get it-
There's Clark, I know they was doing some work on the Fidelity, but I think the roof or something, they had something going way at the top. Deputy Clark, did you have anything? No. Okay, okay. Our next one is convenience store update. Only thing I can say is I talked to a couple of the guys that were here and they, said they're very appreciative and things are going well. Other than that, chief,
No, that's it. I'm not sure why it's on here. But we have met with them twice. Things are going well. My guys are satisfied. They're closing down, as they said, they're going to at night. Matter of fact, my detectives just went up there on a homicide tip, literally, probably half an hour ago. We got video, so we're able to go live with the owners, get them like right now. So sometimes things are time sensitive. They have been very receiving, been open to constructive criticism, and have been very communicative. So at this point, I'm pleased with what's going on with the stores. We meet, I got kind of overloaded Thursday. We meet every fourth Thursday at 1 with them. So,
With who?
so far, so the store owners.
one complaint, I mean, not complaint, sort of, I guess, a concern from some of the citizens is now that the gas station got liquor license, make sure that they don't jump from wherever they go and come there. I told them, I don't think so, because Harbor Tower, this area is a different beast. But just to put that warning out from some citizens. So they just started serving liquor,
Where?
the gas station,
Which one?
right here, Marathon. And right across the store, you got Larry's.
No, we need to give it the state.
So that's it on that.
Well, here's an issue, and we're chase butterflies, but there's actually dragons in the air. So this will be the second I'm aware of for some reason, the LCC used to, the process was, and what I'm told still is, application comes through. First of all, Ben Harbor is I think maxed out at its allotment for liquor licenses.
Saturated. 10 years ago.
This liquor license came, and this is where y'all need to be outraged at this, Bridgman. They transferred it from Bridgman. Yeah, they did.
He
So-
paid a lot of money for it.
So remember how it used to be, but I'm sure how it's supposed to be is they send a letter to the city via the commission. I get a letter. It says this proposed liquor license has been blah, 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 blah.
Did you?
No,
Oh.
you didn't either. And if it's near school, if it's near church or school, let us know. If it's, you can deny it with just that. It's within, I want to say, 300 to 500 feet of the school. They stopped sending us notifications. So the reason why we found out about 310 East Main is Chief Maurice was doing an inspection there.
Mm-hmm.
And they shared with him, yeah, our liquor license is soon to be approved in the next couple of weeks. He's like, what are you talking about, liquor license? He comes back to my office, asks me, hey, did we get anything as far as a liquor license application at 310 East Main? Of course, my answer was no. I said, well, maybe it got sent to the clerk. She forgot to pass it on to us, contacted Tiffany, and she said, no. So when I talked to her and found out that they didn't contact the city as a municipality, I called LCC, talked to a guy, and he explained to me, oh, here's the process. You send a letter to your city commission and to the chief, and then we hear back from you. That's how we advise you. I said, well, that had not happened. He looked in the computer and found that had not happened.
Okay.
He came back and says, Chief, I'm at a loss. I'll contact my supervisor and have him call you back. I have yet to receive a call from him,
Shut them down.
and I can't remember, this is why we put that in place. Our fight needs to be with LCC, because it's not the first time they have done that.
Disrespectful.
Very disrespectful.
You put the attorney to work?
Only doing just.
I didn't talk about the attorney.
Yeah, because that should be redacted, because technically youth bill is the school, somewhat, that's directly across the street.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, so that is, yes, that's where the teens go,
16
they
to
have a
24.
classroom set up to sit in there and do instruction time, so that should not be right there.
So, that's a huge.
They built that,
That
over
ain't
there
no
after,
fly.
but I'm just saying though, that's something they can
They ain't
include
no
as
fly.
well.
Medical marijuana is right next to it, so.
What did you say?
Youth bill,
Youth
the
bill.
youth works.
What
No,
about,
youth bill.
Yeah.
What about it?
Youth work.
It's,
They
it's
have-
right across the street from the gas station.
Oh, and we ain't gonna go there no more.
That's 16 and
I just
16 and
like-
24 is the age.
Yeah.
Alpha Shoka snuck that one in too.
Yeah.
No, where you going with that one?
We need to, this is a fight we take on with LCC on
Yeah.
why are you disrespecting us by not following your,
We'll let them know that they will not shut them down.
well, but we can't.
Yeah, you can't.
Why don't we fight? I'm just ready to, especially when we're in the right.
Okay.
And especially because they have did this before, we turned them down and they still gave license. And if you count,
Wait a minute.
we're over the limit now. What
Okay,
the
this-
state of Michigan says that,
Are you calling on people? I'm sorry. Are we calling on people?
did we call on you when you called?
I'm just asking so that we'll know when, because I don't wanna like skip somebody else is all I'm saying.
Oh, no, I see him.
Because
Uh,
I agree,
can I
I'm
be
agreeing.
last?
I got this question on that though. So as far as the lawyer's gonna have to answer it for, us, she had to look into it. So I don't know, she would have to take that, it would have to be brought up in legislative committee if we wanna vet it some more.
I mean, if you wanna do all that, but I'm saying, we can ask the lawyer, if I gotta wait till next month to ask the lawyer via legislative to talk, that's fine.
No, I mean, you can still ASAP to me.
Yeah, and actually, I meant to bring this up. I think we mentioned in one of the public safety meetings, I think the month, I wanna say September, no, August, we made mention of that, but that's the issue. That's where we need to dig in our heels, is right there.
Okay.
We could do a resolution like we did when the EFM was here and the EM was here. So when brought to attention that we are working all together on this, so
Cool.
if she comes back with an opinion, that's the next thing we should do.
But we're
You
gonna.
mean if the lawyer comes back with an opinion?
When the lawyer comes back with an opinion and it's favorable, we should fight. We just should not lay down and let people do anything to us.
Do we wait when these kids having parties at the houses illegally?
So we'll wait for the lawyer's opinion, then we'll go from
They
there.
gonna shut them down? Question.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Duncan, go ahead.
No, I wanna speak at the end of the meeting, that way anybody who don't wanna hear what I gotta say, they can leave, and I still get a chance to say what a citizen can say in a meeting.
I wanna hear from your other co-chair,
Our next
Mr.
one,
Edwards.
Huh?
Your co-chair.
I already asked her.
No,
I wanted to hear.
I was only agreeing, and what I was, thinking about is that I don't know why you have to have the attorney's opinion, you can actually put the attorney to work.
I'm thinking
Right.
that,
And
that
even
opinion,
the
how do we
beauty-
fight this? That was my question.
Yeah, and
Yes.
even the past ones that they allow, like, bring that up, and if they're like, okay, give them their money back, because it's a problem. I mean, between,
Well, the money don't come from, they don't give us the money. So.
no, I mean, the ones that approved it, who they paid it to. I was just agreeing, and I just didn't wanna skip somebody else, but the attorney is staff. So, paid staff, so it's more of a like, this is what we have a problem with. This one is fresh enough, the other one y'all done missed, but it still can be brought up though, right?
Okay, chief on that, Commissioner Adams.
Thank you. This is problematic to me because when I look around and we're trying to fight this right here, it's almost like what I'm hearing is somebody has set us up for even greater the continuation of failure, knowing that Harbor Towers is being addressed now because they look at, I mean, they hang out over there and now they're selling alcohol like they didn't sell it across the street. And then we got a youth program right there next door. I want to know why, since these people did not follow the protocol and the process of the law before issuing these licenses, that our public safety department cannot go and shut them down because they don't have a problem with shutting other things down in the community that should not be going on. Like our youth, when they doing stupid stuff, having parties without, going through the proper protocol as well. I wanna know why we can't shut that down. 15 years ago, I stood right here and asked elected officials, why y'all let all these liquor licenses through our community like this? You know what they told me, but I learned something, asking so many questions, was that it's not the city, it's the state. Now, what I would ask, co-chairman Edwards, is that you would please put forth a letter to put forth a letter to Joey Andrews to address the state of Michigan to stop. Stop and stop right now.
To
And
stop,
to actually stop these liquor licenses in our community. It ain't but 4 square miles. And they put them in every corner and in between and all up in the middle. Joey is there to fight for us. I mean, that's what and we got his back, right?
okay, our next one, last item here is Parks and Rec update and schedules. I did receive a schedule from, I guess came from the city manager of events, if I'm not mistaken, all the way through 24, or at least all the way through 23. Is 24 or something?
Up through October.
Yeah.
Beginning
So-
of
Those are on there. It was also something else in there I seen. Actually, it was in the bid spirit, looking for sort of like a park director or whatever, something like that. I don't know if that's just whatever. But other than that, at this time of year, there's not really much to upgrade or update in the parks, except for the roof did get fixed out at Gene Clark. There was a question, so I guess if anybody asks you, somebody rented the pavilion and the bathrooms were closed and they wanted to know where the porties are. Now, my question to that is, technically, we go from April 1st to October 1st? Is that right?
Something changed.
I'm not certain.
So if it goes to April 1st to October 1st, this was given after the 1st, then we're not responsible for porties if you give an event. Right, and this was a wedding or something. So we wouldn't be responsible for that if all the facilities are locked anyway.
Wedding reserved.
That's wrong,
The wedding was, they reserved and paid, they didn't have it out.
That's
so the
right.
bathroom should be open. If they pay, yeah, if they reserve it.
That's right.
Now, I don't know if they, well, I guess we would have to find out if they reserve. Because some people will just go out there and have a wedding. And then just up and
What
leave.
day was the wedding?
I don't know, I have to, I'll find out. I don't forget who was telling me that today.
Cause I'm looking at, thank God when you give me information, it always asks give me another question to ask.
This happened to happen after the 1st, they said, because I said, you know, the park's closed on the 1st.
Well,
So I guess it had to be within the last, what's the date, 11th? So,
it doesn't show.
Last weekend, maybe.
The last date is September the 30th, that they show something.
September the 30th?
That's the last day that they show in our report.
Okay. So anyway, we would have to find out if they had a, because if they just showed up then. Other than that, I guess all the repairs, we already know, working toward getting that done. Any other updates? There isn't any except for,
Appreciate you, thank you.
and this goes to Deidre if she want to add any more. We have the trailers still at the Armory. If anybody wants to bring some tires, they can bring some tires. I don't know what the weather's going to be like tomorrow. If it's nice like it is today, tomorrow is what, Thursday, I will be out there. But if it's raining and you want to drop them off, you can drop them off. I'll put them in the trailer when it ain't raining. I did that before, that wasn't good. But that's the update on that. As far as those of you who look like everybody was here, last Saturday was a success. Thank you, Deidre, very much for her total wellness whole program. Basically, that's what all that was about. And Ox Creek kind of like jumped in on it and it was a huge success. And as we know, we got $1 million more to go to that. So that was a huge success. Got teary-eyed. Put a lot of work in that 8 years. So, Other than that, that's all the updates. Anybody know when is the last grass cutting for the parks? That's what I've been asking.
Last week.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
The last mowing of the parks.
That I don't have an answer to yet.
Last
You happen to
year,
know, City Clerk?
last year was in October.
That's what I thought.
Well, I really think that it's weather depending too. If it needs it, they'll be called out to do it.
Oh, okay.
I wanna say it's October 15th is the last day, but anytime after that, they would have to be called and requested to go out to mow.
Mr. Lynn?
Yes, sir. Could I have about 5 minutes or 10 minutes to share some information?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, something that we progressed on that's part of our CDBG plan, and they are around. It's quite possible that, there's hardly anything you can do that may not bring about some kind of complaint from somebody. So I think it's better if you are aware of what it is, so it won't be new to you when you hear it. Hold just a second, please, see if I can get this out. Okay. As you may or may not recall, our CDBG plan for at least the last couple of program years, I've had money in there to try and deal with, hit the lights if you will, please, sir. That'll make it easier to see. We've been trying to deal with setting up a system to try to fight this dumping thing, people dumping in alleys and lots and other places and so forth. And I have finally completed acquiring, and the acquisition is really, we're leasing them, 2 LVT units. They look, if you're looking at them, somewhat like the machines you see with the lights, blue lights flashing out on Myers and whatnot, but they have high definition cameras in them. You are looking right now at one camera that we've got down here on Riverside. As a matter of fact, when a week ago, when we installed this down there, as we pulled in, there was some trash right off to the side that was smoking. And yes, it was smoking. And before we could complete putting the system in, it actually flared up, a flame, and we called the fire department. But what you're looking at is a live view. If the wind were blowing, you would be seeing the leaves and so forth moving. Yeah. And each unit has 3 high definition cameras on them. You see how clear this is. That's the center camera on this one. I'm going to hit the left camera now. That gives a different view. And that's the view up the road where they turn and come down through it. And this is a right camera. That's it. That will come in from the end where the church is. And,
Where is that?
down here on,
All of that is Riverview?
that's all down,
Riverside.
not Riverside, down there behind the K-PEC building. Down the hill, down there where Paw Paw River
Okay.
circles around. And you can see right there the stuff that was dumped there. That's what was smoking when we came in there, that flared up and caught on fire before we left good.
Okay,
And-
so we got the corporate though, right?
Say again?
We got the corporate that dumped.
That was
No,
before they
that-
set the cameras.
No, that was ongoing
prior.
when we came in. Yeah, it was prior. But this camera does have, the setup has the ability,
Okay.
when somebody comes in there,
Mhm,
as they come within the scope of it,
mhm.
it takes a picture of them and records it. and holds
Okay,
it.
good deal.
It also gives a loud voice message that says you've entered a secure area. Unless you have business here, you should leave. You have been recorded. All
Okay.
right. And and as I said, we have two of these units that will move around from location to location so that what we hope to do, in addition to hopefully catching some, we also want to make people nervous about going and dumping because they may run into one of these things. And even before the voice goes off, the picture's already been taken.
Right.
And that may help us with this, but I've got these committed for the next 12 months.
Wait, you say committed their hours, right?
No, we
That we
lease-
purchased with Whirlpool,
we couldn't know.
with the
We
300,000?
use CDBG money for this. This is different than the
Okay,
Whirlpool project.
no, that wasn't Whirlpool project, that was our project, and they added to it, 75,000?
No,
Yes,
no, let me back up. I think what you're talking about is the project that we did with the police department where we put cameras up on the
around the community,
streets all around the community.
okay,
All right, that was the one where Whirlpool paid,
half and half,
yeah, right.
okay. So,
Okay, this is totally different.
okay,
This is
so,
our community development block grant, money that we put in
okay,
for trying to
and
stop
it's
dumping.
okay to use that type of stuff, and HUD approved it,
In this
My
instance, they
question
do,
is-
because it's preventing the slum and blight,
right?
with the
And
dump.
that's what we wanna do, we wanna
Right.
catch these corporates. But my question is, I heard you say move them around.
Yes.
Why do we have to do that? Why can't they stay and we add more money?
They're not permanent.
They're
They,
leasing, he said they're leasing.
I know that. My
and
question
the cost
is-
isn't cheap. They're
Okay, well, we
they're a
need
little
to come
under
up with,
$3,000 a month each. So that's a lot of money.
for them to monitor them. If we had our own IT person though.
It wouldn't make a difference. The equipment is what has it. See, this equipment,
We have a whole system up in Kalamazoo. Now come on, a whole service.
what kind of service are you referring to?
Public safety, what system is that, Tiff?
Analytics, talking about analytics.
Yeah,
But what are they gonna do?
I mean, I thought it's storage like a cloud.
This does,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
but it's all part of the system that we're paying for.
See, something ain't making sense. Okay,
No,
we'll talk
I-
about it in more depth in another meeting, because I
But-
gotta ask my question.
Sure, but I wanna help it make sense for you.
And I need you to.
Because
I
that
don't
is
think we
a
have time.
very,
If anybody gotta leave, feel free.
it's a very sophisticated piece of equipment that has these huge solar collectors that help to operate it so that it goes 24 hours a day and is powered up. It sends, it's when it takes a picture of a vehicle or
Okay.
dumping or whatever, it stores it up in the cloud. I can get it on
I've
on
been
my cell
fighting for
phone.
these cameras.
See, I can get it on
Excuse
my
me,
cell phone.
Commissioner Adams, can you let it finish, Commissioner Adams?
I can look it up even on my cell phone. As a matter of fact, what I'm doing is kind of, as I get the time, working on getting a better operating ability, because right now what I'm getting is this thing sends me notices at night that something's happening. When I go look it up, it's a dog going down the street.
Okay.
It's sensitive.
And it picked it up. But I'm trying to get it where it's functioning. And once I've got it where I got it the way we want it, where we're not getting all this other stuff, I intend to try and make it available to Maurice, our code enforcement officer, and others to kind of help so that we're all aware of it and able to keep an eye on it. And after a week or so in one location, or the two locations,
Your trial.
we'll move it around. I want to put it at, for a period down there where they've been dumping off of
Ohio and,
right and on some of these all over the place.
my camera can't catch that, and
Can,
we have a resident.
Excuse me, Commissioner,
Some other question?
Yeah,
no,
sure.
no.
so were you gonna do a whole report and then we were going to like ask questions, or you?
I just wanted to take a moment and just pull up the one other one,
Good.
and then I'll answer any questions you got. And see, you got it. This is a city map you're looking at there.
Mhm.
And where the camera is. Let's
Yes,
see.
yes, finally.
All right, here's the other camera. Right now it's sitting up on Bronson Hill where they've been dumping mattresses and so forth.
Yeah.
That's,
Yep, there
All
too.
right.
Catch up. Now,
There's your shot where the match of what's there already. We're gonna clean that up, but
That's
this is
something-
what's there already, and it's sitting watching that whole area.
that's something,
Brunson, up right up
Brunson.
in
Goes
the
right
top.
around the side of.
Yeah, right up in that
Howard
area.
Towers.
Right. Mm-hmm. And this is the left camera. This is a right camera coming up that's showing the other direction. So it can catch them when
Yeah,
they're coming
something.
in, even
That's something,
before,
yeah.
even before they get to dumping. Because
Nice play over
if
there.
a vehicle pulls in there and he's got a load of junk,
Yes.
even if he backs up and turns around, we still
Yes.
got it. All right. So that's basically what I wanted to show you. And
I like that.
any questions that you have?
So it takes a picture of the car and the license plate,
Yes,
everything.
yes.
Does it take a picture of the driver?
No, probably not. And it just depends on how close the car gets
Okay.
as to whether it will or not. But
I mean, that's
That's
how
a
much
clear
did you say it cost?
it's a little under $3,000 a month.
A month?
Mhm.
And that's just for two of them?
Oh,
Or is that?
that's each,
How many?
Oh,
and we got two.
and we got two. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 6,000?
It's a little under $6,000 a month
Wait a minute.
Is it long term?
but for 1 year.
For one
Okay.
year?
Mhm.
Is that something that we RFP'd out?
No.
No,
Why?
what we did, keep in mind now, we've done this before. The state has their intergovernmental purchasing program
Uh-huh.
where they have already bid and gotten prices on things. When a city uses that, you don't have to bid, okay? But I was set up to order them through that program when I met the people that own this, that operate this company, that manufactured it. And I told them that what I was getting ready to do, and they said, I can probably get them for you a little cheaper. So as long as they're
See my
less.
house.
Mm-hmm,
I can look all around my house.
mm-hmm. Yeah, so
And,
see.
and all you need is a cloud
Mm-hmm,
and the cameras.
mm-hmm,
I got a camera that sits over here that I try to aim down where they've been dumping for years,
mm-hmm.
and I can't totally see all the way.
Right.
But this man is tired of spending his money on dumping, and I don't blame him. But if I could get my camera, if I had if we can find residents that are willing to put a camera on their homes in some of these places, can we do something like that?
Here's a
No.
problem that you'll run into. It's kind of like the Ring camera, which
Right,
is part of a solution to community type problems. But those cameras are only just so good. Like these you're looking at here are extremely high definition cameras that can go quite a distance, and they've got infrared on them so that when it's night, I'll come up and show you what it looks like. Now, I've got to get with the company on how where we find, it didn't pick that up. Let me see, right there.
what's that company's name?
LVT. It's,
OPT? So they be on our accounts payable, right?
yes, mhm. Yeah, they will be. Mhm. Now, this is what an infrared picture looks like when it's completely dark. The
Yep.
camera still can see it.
That's better than that.
Yeah, and see that, and that's why these things are so expensive. It's not a toy. They've got extremely high definition cameras on them, 3 of them.
But if we had better lighting in the city,
Oh,
it would look better than that.
absolutely it would.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we don't.
I know.
And in some places, like down there at Riverside, there's no lighting at all. And it looks just like that, even at darkest of night down there on Riverview. And as cars start coming down there toward it, it's gonna take a picture up, see a picture of the car going by down there now?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I mean, thing sees some of everything.
We got any, more questions on this?
Anybody have any more questions? I just wanted to make you aware
Thank you.
because sooner or later, you're gonna get somebody gonna complain.
Of
I
course.
rode by this machine and it got real loud and said that I was in a secure area and blah, blah, blah. What is it? And I don't want to be a surprise to
But
you
you
all.
know that is a park down there on Riverview. So if they're telling people.
Now, this is Riverside, not Riverview.
No, I mean Riverside. There's a park down there.
No park down there where this is.
Right there.
Edward Park is on the
Yeah, where
other.
the kayak.
Oh,
where
well,
you
that's-
showed that
No,
picture.
that's just a launch.
Edward Park,
Well, I think this is what you're talking about. Let me pull it back up again and look at it because it looked like a launch to me too, except that at the end of it, they now have posts up. So can anybody launch? So it's not being actively used as a launch.
Yeah, but
It would
the
be a good-
water-
It would be a good
water come
place
in and
for one.
took a lot of it away, but that is a park, a mitigated piece of
Uh-huh.
land.
Is it?
So now if you tell people, yeah, you might say you are in an insecure place, you're not supposed to be
Mhm.
here, but that's a park.
Okay, well, it's the dumpers that we're,
And it's
Really
the numbers
after.
that we need to get.
yeah, and it's not gonna be there long anyway. As I said, we're gonna be moving them around all over the city.
and
Because,
the park you wanna go in anyway, unless you finna do something.
right,
Right.
because there's nothing going on.
No,
down
it's
there
kind of
right
like Rocky Gap. At least it used to be.
Dude, you
No,
don't
no.
wanna go to this park.
now.
I used to live down there
Don't
too.
tell me where I wanna go.
Okay,
I
go
know
there.
where I wanna go.
Go there and hang out.
Yes, it's a beautiful place and quiet and
It
serene.
really is.
Don't ask me to come play.
All right,
I ain't asking you to-
here it is, right
There
here.
it is.
Yeah.
That-
All
and
right.
that is a,
And you see the posts and things along there?
When the
Right.
water is low,
Yeah.
it's really
Yeah.
nice.
And you see the trash and
See
stuff.
the concrete
It's
post.
not being cut,
Good fishing back up in there too.
I would think so. I
It
was thinking
is.
the same
It
thing.
is.
It is.
I plan to go down there and try it.
I had a Caucasian friend that drowned down there when we lived down there as a kid.
You
don't
see
go
him?
down there and eat that fish, God,
Don't
you're
eat
gonna
no
all
fish
die.
down there.
You know?
Why not? That's
Well,
part of,
Dead
That
fish,
goes
those fish,
into-
that
that
water is
goes-
contaminated.
Don't they run into
that's a Pawpaw River.
Yeah,
So
but the
it's-
Pawpaw River is
So it's
contaminated.
ladies' fish.
Have we got any more questions on the camera?
But
Any
no,
more?
I'm
We done went off in the fish.
No, I'm gonna ask this question to Mr. Little. We had this conversation about community block grant money
Yes.
and first time homeowners.
Mm.
And in a meeting immediately after we had that conversation, they said that they were gonna do pre-approval for the 19 duplexes. And that says that it's gonna be done much sooner than we thought. Is it anything that we could do to help our citizens out some more?
Not,
With first-time homeowners through community block grant money.
not in this particular situation, we can't. And the reason is that you know with our CDBG regulations, one of the big challenges we got right now, we're under the gun to meet spending requirements. And that project probably will not be available for actual rent before probably the end of 24, beginning of 25. So at that time, as it gets closer to where it's reaching at, then we could possibly do that, because if we put some money aside, people may actually use it within that 12-month period, or actually it's an 8-month period or so. But if you tried to do it for this and it's just sitting there waiting for the project to get complete, it would count against us as having not spent the money.
So you're saying that next year we should put it into the.
I'm saying that as they get close to being ready to actually be occupied, that's the time when we could do that. Now, and I would say this too.
But no, Mr. Lillard,
Uh-huh.
they said they were gonna pre-qualify
But
people.
that doesn't do anything for this. Even if they're pre-qualified, you can't make a commitment against HUD money that's gonna just sit for
Right,
20 months.
for property.
Right, you can't do that.
gotta have a body.
Yeah, see,
Commitment
even though
Finances.
they may be committing, they're not actually paying any money and nobody's not living anyplace. That
So,
doesn't happen
If
until,
they're saying that they're gonna be finished with the project in 24, they're gonna be they're gonna already have people set in place in the end of 24.
they will probably have some.
Oh, no. You got people beating at trying to beat this door down to buy a house in
Mhm.
Benton Harbor.
Well,
We've been crying this for years now, and now it's here, and you try to tell me that they're not gonna come. They're gonna come.
I hope
And
they
if
will.
we can give them that incentive to have some equity in their property the first year instead of waiting the 18th year, that is a blessing.
But.
And there are a lot
The
of,
blessing is to have a organization like CDC that has stepped up to help with that endeavor, because we as elected officials just make sure that the reins of things are in place
Mhm.
to allow that to happen. Because I've met these young minds, and so have you, and not only the CDC, but some other realtors and bankers that are working with the CDC that has these things in place that are just waiting. And they're like shovel-ready projects.
that's right.
Just as 40 is here.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Let's get
money
busy.
out there right now for first-time home
Yeah.
buyers. Yeah.
Mr. Little?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you're done with that?
I'm done.
Mr. Duncan?
It's not about this.
I'm gonna listen.
So I was gonna wait till the end and have the last, say
It's
my
the end.
last at the end.
It's the end.
Okay, well, my thought is, there used to be a lot of citizens come here on Wednesday night because this was meat and potato night. And citizens could voice their opinion, say what they want to say, and not get dismissed or body slammed in any kind of a way. That's why I came tonight, and when I wanted to say something, it ain't bad enough when the mayor do it, or seats do it, but when the police chief do it, talk to me or talk down at me or make sure that I don't get a chance to say what I gotta say. You don't even know what I was gonna say. He cut me off, body slammed me from the very beginning. What I wanna get you to do, Mr. Chair, is to stop all your homeboys from dissing the citizens when they come in here. I mean, in any kind of a way. I'm not talking about just for me. I'm talking about for all the ones that they actually ran up out of here, they don't come back. And that's the reason why, because of you guys' poor attitude. We have concerns, y'all call them complaints. We done talked about that for 100 years and you still call it a complaint. Concerned citizens come to these meetings. I'm a taxpayer, homeowner, senior citizen, handicapped, all of what you don't mess with. I'm not gonna disrespect y'all, but I'm not gonna let you guys disrespect me one more day in here without me saying something. And I did it in a polite way. I said I'll wait till the end. When anybody didn't want to hear me, they could leave. And that's what happened. But from this day on, I won't be disrespected in this place. Not by you, which you never did, or your little home buddies up there. And I hope I make myself perfectly clear. I'm not a little kid. I'm not to be reprimanded in any damn kind of a way. If you got a problem with me, come, let's go outside and talk about it. Well, that's where I come from. You're a man, you got a problem with me, you come and talk to me. You don't get in front of a fucking camera and disrespect me in any kind of a way, because I can be disrespectful. I'm from the projects and I can be disrespectful. I do things a different way, now. But I'm not gonna be disrespected by anybody up in here ever again. So if you guys think you're gonna do that, you might as well have a problem with me, and we ain't gotta talk about it. Let's have the problem. And that's all I gotta say. Talk to your friends. They're your friends. They're y'all friends.
Mr. Duncan, if I've ever,
You have
Okay.
never,
I apologize.
no woman in this place have disrespected me one day. I ain't talking about women. Yeah, I take that back. I have got disrespected by a woman up there. I ain't calling no names, but I just want you guys to change your ways since you want citizens to be a certain kind of a way in their own meeting. Damn it, y'all gotta be the same way and get the same amount of respect. And especially to me, because I'm not taking it no more. And I thank you for the time, Mr. Chair.
Thank you,
Commissioner.
Mr. Duncan. That was the last one, that's why I gave it to him.
Yeah, and it's okay, you can end the meeting, but I just wanna say this.
Committee member, did you anything?
In regards to the tire, I'm sorry, so
Oh.
yeah, it is still available. It's not a determined end time, just because I'm waiting for them to have availability to pick it up since it was extended. So if you have tires, you can catch it while it's there.
Until when, I'm sorry.
I don't have a end time necessarily. I was trying to have a decent amount inside of the container so that it would be purposeful. So if it's gone, then you'll know. So my number is on the flyer. If you need my number, is 269-468-9772, or you guys can call me or whatever. So, but it'll at least be until, I will give you guys that, I'm sorry. But I just didn't want to be held to. So at least until the 20th.
Oh,
At least until the 20th.
is it full?
No, it's
No.
not. That's why it's still there.
We need to fill it up.
That is why it's still here.
And-
So, and Jerry and different people have been so kind to say about like leaving it during out of the drop-off times. And if they're committed to putting them in there, that's fine. I'm not. We don't have, just being honest, we don't have enough male volunteers that are wanting to do that. So I'm not, there's no way that we should be having such a service for free. And then women have to be the ones that put them inside. One time, what was it, 87? You put inside him and
87.
David Bell ended up coming to help, but 87, that someone left outside.
So I
That's a
basically
lot.
almost put 100-some tires in there by myself.
Man, you
Well,
could
you
have brought them
should
over my
call
house.
me.
So that's it for me.
Made some money.
And so again, if you wanted to call, because we do have different people that are doing some pickups. I've actually had my truck repaired now, so if I have someone that will be putting them actually on the truck, I'm fine with, taking mine around. And so again, my number is 269-468-9772. 269-468-9772, and that's for Total Wellness by Choice. Please bring.
Tires only. We don't want the bike too.
And if I might, as soon as you determine when they are going to pick it up, let's try to get word out beforehand that it ends, because one of the problems this city encounters is when you put a bin out or anything like that, as soon as it leaves,
They
you
keep
guys,
dumping.
they keep dumping.
And,
Bring
right,
another,
that's good.
bring another.
And
bid.
Getting rid of tires, and it really is a bargain that they can take them down there
Yeah.
and just leave them, because you go discount tire anywhere else, try to get rid of a tire, it's $5 a tire.
Wow.
And the county is having it in October,
And
this
they,
month, and it's cost.
yeah,
It costs.
I got two
It
big
costs.
nice tires.
So no, again, what I'll plan to do then is to end that Friday, the 20th. So that way that's why I wasn't necessarily making an announcement about extending it. It was kind of just more or less word of mouth. I will say though, nobody has left any after that, the 3rd, when it was supposed to end. People have called to say, well, is it still going? And nobody has left it. So I will say I'm, grateful for that, because that is a place that they could be doing that. and I totally agree.
If I might, on behalf of the city, I want to say thank you. for
I
what
want-
you're doing.
I thought that somebody was going around the city picking up tires, putting them on the.
No, we can get volunteers to do it, but other than that, you gotta bring them.
Right.
Inspection ought to know where the tires are sitting.
They know.
And I'm gonna give you an address so you can go knock on the
That's what
door,
I'm
'cause
saying.
I can't do nothing with these
I
people.
thought
They
somebody
got
was
tires in
riding
the
around picking
backyard,
them up.
but I can't do nothing with them, but maybe you can. I've even sent inspections over there, and when they leave, they shake their hand and go on about their business.
And I have no problem with doing that.
I know you
Because
would.
maybe it is a matter of them paying for that, and then maybe they don't wanna ask, and that's what I mean, especially some senior citizens or, older people, or even a common alley, so if the people that is behind them, so like Monroe, 1100 block has quite a few, so if somebody's willing, if a truck pulls up to throw them on, I'm fine with that. That's why I really wanted the commissioners to spread the word in their wards, and I literally, walk them, because we have different people that have trucks that are willing to do that. So that's not an issue at all. It just needs to be communication.
Okay, just
I will.
a quick
communicate.
note to get better communication is to get a list of those with trucks and get a list of
But
them.
that's not how they work when people volunteer.
No, I'm just saying,
Because
it's a better way of organizing. to get a
Okay, well,
list
you
of
can
them.
help, or you can organize.
No, I will.
Okay, thanks.
In my own
We
way.
done, Jared.
Okay, okay, that's it for everybody. Today is, don't forget, Halloween, the events going on at the library, and other places around here in Ben Harbor. And make sure you guys be safe, and see you guys next,
You know about Hard Park, right?
we about.
The trunk and trick or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
Satan will be live
So-
and in living color.
I didn't get a chance to ask about that. Is there a permit for that? to
Yes.
show up? Oh, they have one?
They have asked.
So there's a
Get the right
Halloween
thing.
thing, 3 days, 4 days, something like that, like James Gunther?
A 3-day Halloween event.
Yeah, something like that. My only thing is, that's gonna be interesting how you charge to get in that big old open park.
Who charged what?
It's tickets.
I heard there was
It's
tickets,
not
but how do you?
Did they bring?
I seen it on the flyer,
But I guess you to get into the haunted house, you have to have a ticket.
Deidre.
Yeah, so it is President Pillar's one, I guess probably gonna be one of their bigger fundraisers. So it's a haunted house type
Oh.
process, like the ones like when you go in now to those, it's gonna be an area for that.
So
So they actually having different people that came and that's putting it together.
Yeah, I heard it's gonna be big. Well, who is the people that?
President Pillar, James
James
Gunther.
Gunther,
President,
That's
is
good.
it a?
the one that did the
Yeah.
light show.
Yeah, James Gunther.
On the
Well,
radio?
I know James Duncan, but I'm trying to find out what his, organization.
President
is.
Pillars.
Pillars.
Well, that's just not telling me nothing but the name.
That's the name of it.
That's the
It's a-
name
it's a
of his
nonprofit.
organization.
It's a
President Pillars.
nonprofit that's doing recreational activities for youth and things of that nature.
He's good with.
Well, that's what I need, yeah, thank you. Mr.
Yeah, it's
President.
like Ashley Hine, the CDC, he's, President Pillar. And then he has another one, he's the same one that does Dad's Day, pizza and all that stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
same guy.
All right, all right.
And Mr. Chairman, as we're parting, could I make one parting
Please.
comment on what Mr. Duncan mentioned? We do have a lot of that with some of our committee meetings that, just as an observer, I think what the problem is, I mean, the commissioners put in time to talk about how to improve and make these work. And I thought that the structure that you had for your committees was that there'd be a period where the committee members would go through the agenda with whatever's there. Then there would be a period for public comment. And, I think what contributes to some of that problem is the back and forth. And
Yes.
that's not supposed to occur
Damn
in
right
a
it
committee meeting.
Yes.
When you finish doing the business and going through the agenda, that's when I thought the way it was structured, then public comment, and each person has a limited period of time
Right.
to comment, and they can say whatever they want to, and nobody's back and forth on it. And then when you finish, you've heard everybody, the issues have been committed, and everybody goes home.
And that's the way
And
it's
it applies
supposed
to
go.
everybody, including you.
Absolutely. including.
But that being said,
But I
I only,
She know you
all the time.
I'm trying, sir, I'm trying,
Sorry,
All
Jerry.
the time.
I'm trying.
Jerry, we sorry.
Oh,
But you know what, I'm sorry, can I say one more thing too? No, because I really do, and like y'all know I'm like emotional stuff or whatever, but you are always respectful, and you should not feel belittled. And then when me saying I was cold and I was gonna leave, I wouldn't leave with nobody talking, so I don't want you to think I wouldn't have stayed.
No, I didn't
And
think
but,
that about you.
but yeah, you should not feel that way by anybody, you know what I mean?
The women are respectful in
leadership that
here,
wants-
but the men are butts. And we got one
2, 3, 4
was
and a half.
turning, flipping over,
But-
being disrespectful too.
But we will say that everybody doesn't always have a good day too, and stuff like that, but we
Never have a
just,
good day.
I know,
That's what
but,
I knew when I heard the chief going
Yeah.
on. I said, wait a minute, chief.
but so, just saying that to say that I don't feel like nobody really intends to be that way. Sometimes we
Yeah,
say
they
a lot of
do.
stuff.
Intentionally.
You know
Well-
what adults are kidding.
Well-
They do.
Nasty. Everybody know what they.
Hey, can I give you, okay,
I know
Our
it's.
chairman says, I love everybody else.
Stop. Hey, check this out. I got one comment, then we adjourn, nothing else. One of the things we gotta stop doing is interrupting other people. Thank you, good night, see y'all next time.
And everybody to do it need to
We love
recognize when
everybody,
they do
there's
it
nothing
too.
they can do about it, right?
That's right.
Love everybody.
I love you, you don't love me.